Good morning everyone, it's Yvonne here to do you what's cracking reading on a very chilly morning in lockdown. What an exciting life we lead. Thank you so much for subscribing to my channel. Thank you for your support. Thank you for your beautiful messages. Like I say every day, it's been a few years now and I think we're coming around for 3 years, and I still really marvel at YouTube and the journey it's brought me on. It has been very much a life-changing thing for me. Just a few updates. So we still have tickets left in the Pajama Party on the 1st of August. If you're interested in joining us, we're having that. It'll be a Sunday night in Australia, so I'm not sure if that sort of sits with your time zone, but all the details for that are on my Facebook page. I ran a competition last week for a free reading, and I'm going to do that reading this morning, so I'm very excited about that. I will try to run more of those. I used to do them all the time, only sort of time gets a little bit liquid, runs away very quickly. Okay, so I'm going to start, I'm going to start doing the Akashic Records readings. I have a lot of people been asking for a while. I did the study last year, but it's sort of, even though I'm really in tune with that, it just takes a little bit to get your head around how to do it, because it takes probably, I would say, an hour of meditation and then a couple of hours to write up a report. So I'm going to start doing those very shortly, just working on how to price them and possibly limiting them to only one a week. I'm live on YouTube today between 12 and 1, so 12 p.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time, if you want to join me there. I wasn't on last week, of course, because I was a little unwell, so it'll be nice to catch up with some of you again. I feel like there's other stuff, as I usually do, but let's get into it. I'm using the Modern Spellcasters Tarot for your reading this morning. So much stuff going on in the universe at the moment, and you know, I have people who write to me. Obviously people love to come back and tell me how things have unraveled in their lives, which I'm really grateful for. It's beautiful. And a lot of people say to me, how come your readings resonate with me so strongly? They're my story. And I think they're my story too. We are all part of some sort of greater plan. So if you ever doubt it, ask yourself, how come all the readings at the moment resonate? It's a crazy thing, but there's no denying it. So if you're wondering, you are part of a collective. If you become spiritual, you immediately tune into that same greater energy. So we're all on a very, very similar pathway, timeline. And there are people who are not, and it's becoming clearer in the universe which people are not tuning into their spiritual ability. So we'll see how things go moving forward. All right, let's get into this reading. It's funny because this card just flipped out on me while I was shuffling, which is really interesting. The Five of Wands is a card that talks of conflict. Now, the conflict can be conflict with others. It could be that you're bickering with people around you at the moment. Every time I see this one, I feel like somebody's stirring up a hornet's nest somewhere. There's a really a strong sense that you may be bickering with someone here. Very often it can mean mental conflict. For me, it's that should I, shouldn't I, do I, don't I sort of energy, where you're sort of stuck on the fence, unsure of where to go. And I always feel with this one, it's sort of in relation to other people. It's not just on your own, but it's like having that sort of constant deliberation about the direction you need to go in. And I'm feeling like you're bickering with someone here, though it doesn't feel like mental conflict. Okay, there's an ending. The Ten of Swords is the ending of something that has been quite, I want to say, treacherous. Sometimes it is seen as betrayal. For me, I see all the swords in someone's back, and I think you've been doing something fairly tough for a long while. but you may have been doing it over and over again, expecting a different result. This to me is like that negative thinking, you know, that energy of serving yourself up, self-flagellation, punishing yourself for things that you haven't been able to get quite right. I feel like for some of you here, this is quite a big breakdown of some sort of relationship here. Something that perhaps you've taken a lot in. Maybe you put in a lot into this situation and you're feeling the pain of it now. But the 10s for me are always good. Even though they look fairly heavy, the energy here, I see the wolf sniffing at the corpse here, and I think, are people doing that to you at the moment? Like they've hurt you so badly and they're rubbing it in, salt into the wound, lotion into the skin, whatever it is for you. But there's this feeling here that people are quite happy that they've finally got you to this lowest point. But the 10 means that the cycle is finished, and I feel like here that although you're in this sort of place of feeling like you've been betrayed, things are about to turn for the better. And there it is. Okay, this is beautiful. And I've got to say, sometimes when I do a reading, there's a wolf on here too. Sometimes when I do these readings, I think, wow, this is just so perfect for what I'm reading. Because for me, it looks like you're finally over people not appreciating you, people not really understanding who you are, people who perhaps got to the very core of you over time, and there is a real conflict here that is about to sort of step aside because you have understood some truth about yourself here. For me, the Ace of Swords is the most beautiful card in the deck, and I know everybody says that to me, so I know as a collective you understand why I love this card so much. It means a lot to me to understand who you truly are and why you truly exist on this planet. But for many of us, it's clouded by, bad or repeating habits that we've had in our lifetime that we've been struggling to let go of or struggling to come to terms with. The first person I ever really resonated with at a very deep level was Eckhart Tolle, and I remember reading The Power of Now. There was a guy had gone to a spiritual healer, and he talked to me, he'd been doing massage, and he talked to me about what had been going on in my life because he said he could feel it in my body. So he was very, very intuitive, amazing man. And he got me to read that book, and for me it was a life changer because I finally understood that the person I'd been showing to the world for a long time was very different to the person that I felt inside. And that became a journey for me. So we're talking probably close to 20 years ago now. So the whole idea of standing in your truth, this is being true to who you are. This is believing yourself, understanding where you're going, understanding what life is all about. But the most important thing here is that you are living in the moment. You are no longer living in the past. The past is gone. You are no longer looking towards the future, becoming anxious about what's going to happen in the future. It's about rolling with the punches is what Spirit's talking about here. But really standing true to who you are and being really comfortable with yourself in any given moment. It's that feeling of being able to look in the mirror and like what you see, and that is a big thing for many of us. So there's definitely a stepping into your truth. Now, this is stunning, really stunning reading here, because this says to me that you are now on your path and ready to accept whatever comes your way, and my stomach has just flipped big time here. You've moved into this time, you've done the healing, you've done what you needed to do to bring yourself into that truth. You're feeling whole and complete. And you are ready to take on now whatever the future offers you here. You are heading for the destiny. Now for some of you, this may be in your work. Look at this. This is success at its best here. This is about really working towards two aces, isn't there, in this? The Ace of Swords, Ace of Pentacles in this little mini read. This is about working. For many of you, it may be still working on things that you are doing. For some of you, you may have understood your life purpose here. You may have really connected with what you are here to do, which is absolutely beautiful. I know there are many of you who are really in tune now with what you are here to do. So there's a very strong feeling here for most of the people I'm speaking about. This may be about your life path. It's certainly about putting things together. I'm seeing this sort of energy of putting a lid on it. It's like you are really understanding now which direction to go in. And this is going to bring your fame and fortune. For some of you with that star there, I feel like you're heading for stardom. You may be finally sort of hitting the mark, I want to say. All right, look at this, King of Swords coming out. The wolf energy, very, very strong today, so I'm not sure why they're talking about that. Always sort of gets me to go and check it all out again, or one of you beautiful people will put something up for me. I know you will. The King of Swords can be a Libra, Gemini, Aquarius. I think I just need to sweep those aside this morning because I feel this is you standing in your power with that Ace of Swords. This is very much about now the wolf being tamed, whereas in the Ten of Swords we saw the wolf sniffing at the dead body. So now the wolf is tamed. So there's something to be said here about people taming or working with their shadow aspects, because I feel like now you're understanding that that is a part of who you are, and that's okay. You may not have liked it. It may have taken you a long time to get to love it, but that doesn't matter. Look where it is now. This is now an animal that is giving you lots of loyalty, that's staying very true to you and almost guarding you in this card. So there's a beautiful energy coming through. The King of Swords can sometimes be quite logical. He can be a little cold because he's learned to work with his emotions, which we all need to do. He's not an over-emotional person. And I feel like now you may have a good balance within yourself of your emotions and your logic, which of course is very Two of Pentacles energy. So you may have been tossing up for a long time, trying to balance out, you know, where emotions were healthy, where your logic was healthy. But now to me, you've got a really good balance of both. So let's see what's going on. Okay, so we have the Ten of Cups. Of course we do. Beautiful energy. Seven of Pentacles coming through. And the Four of Wands. Four of Swords, sorry. Why apologise? Four of Swords. I feel like here you're manifesting something here. You're manifesting. You're not manifesting what wasn't meant to be with you anyway. I don't believe in opportunities that are missed. I don't believe that things just jump off your pathway. I believe that everything is destined for you, will always be there for you. The universe does not withhold what is meant for you. And I feel like here you're manifesting what you should be having in your life. But it may have taken you a while to get into this receptive, I want to talk about receptive energy. I almost see this like radio waves. It's almost like you have pulled something to you because you're not now in the vibration you need to be in. And something is coming towards you here, and I see you, it's like you're really understanding now this sort of energy of accepting that this was meant for you. No longer denying it, no longer in that negative energy of pushing it out towards someone else. You're now accepting that you have a greater purpose. This is beautiful. All right, there we go. Look at that, the Lovers card. Woo, Four of Cups. Okay, this is really beautiful energy. So for many of you, because you're in this energy now, you're absolutely pulling some sort of love offer towards you now. I look at this Four of Cups, and the energy I'm getting from this morning is this energy, and it's really a very Cancer energy here. There's this energy of you don't deserve something, or it's not for me, or I'll never have that. And it's very much in this Four of Cups. So it's almost like you have been, I almost want to feel like you're rebounding energies here because you don't feel that you're worthy of them. So whatever vibration you may have been in here, you may have been deflecting love, deflecting deeper love towards you. So it's almost like, I always think of the polarities of magnets, you know, when you put them the wrong way round and they sort of push back against each other. And because you haven't been in the right vibration, love has been unable to find you here. But it's like saying to me here that now you're in the right vibration. You're a magnet for love. Let's see. All right, so we have the Page of Swords with the Eight of Swords and the Hanged Man. Okay. So for some of you, this energy is changing as we speak. For some of you, you're just starting to sort of take on board this new energy. So it still has you a little confused and a little bit unsure, because I still see this sort of this victim mentality here, this sort of standing back and thinking the world has everybody else's back, but it doesn't have yours. So there's still this sort of energy of conflict and, I want to say, unsureness. But I feel like you're about to be handed this truth. So you're starting to come close to having that moment, that tower moment, that epiphany moment, when you start to realize that you are worthy of everything that you've seen around you. So it's sort of like, for many of you here, I feel like I'm talking to people who are sitting right in the energy at the moment. So with Chiron retrograde at the moment, it would make a lot of sense though, because you may be healing a lot of your past wounds here. But that Ten of Swords tells me you're about to come out of this energy and you're about to accept. I'll put some more cards on here. This energy that is coming towards you. Now, I feel like you've either had conflict around you. This could be your own conflict. I'll go with that now. And there seems to be some sort of cycle of negative thinking here. I always feel with this card, it's almost like you don't need anybody to be mean or nasty to you. You can do it by yourself. So you keep stabbing swords in your own back because you don't think you're worthy. And there's a truth now coming to the light. I feel like you are finally understanding your destiny. You've probably done a lot of healing. If you aren't there yet, you're about to be, because something is opening up to you here. Now, I feel like for many of you, this now, reading this, represents stability all round. But for others of you, this could be about finding your place on your life path, finding the career that feels really good to you. And don't forget, very often, your life path is about something you really love to do. So you're already gifted with that before you move into this energy. And I feel like here with this Ace of Pentacles, you're about to walk into, especially with that Star card, for some of you it's about finally becoming famous, because you're now in the energy to accept what the world has to offer. But maybe here you've been doing this energy of, I'm not getting it because I don't deserve it. It's not coming to me because I'm not worthy, that type of energy. But I feel really strongly that this is about to change, because there's some sort of truth being offered to you here from the universe, where you're going to look at yourself in a very different way here. So maybe you're, because I've got the Hanged Man, there we go. Because I've got the Hanged Man here, wow, look at the colours in those cards. That's astounding. Look at them. Let me just show you the 4 cards I just pulled out to clarify. I am really feeling like for many of you here, this will be a major epiphany. We're talking this will knock your socks off. And as my friend Sarah says, hang on to your knickers. Something big is about to happen. You're going into some sort of big transformation. And I feel like for many of you, this may be a little daunting, because it's going to really challenge the way you think about yourself. There's a whole lot of self-love on offer here. A whole lot of self-love. Okay, so letting down your guard, let go of control, allow this to come in now, because it's going to set you on a brand new pathway here. Look at this. You're walking away from things that no longer serve you. Note the colour. Everything's blue. It's all blue. This is why the 5 of Wands is coming up. Okay, Queen of Cups coming out at the end. All right, so what I want to say to you here, this is about self-love. So if you want to understand why you are so negative, why you are in that victim mentality, why you are giving yourself such a hard time. It's because you need to love yourself. And no matter how hard that is, you've got to find your way back to you. There's a lot of conflict, a lot of walking away, a lot of defiance, a lot of stubbornness here. It's like you think, because you think the way you do, that is the way it is. And the universe is about to show you here that actually that's the energy you're coming up with. So it's the energy of self-love, self-assurance. Your intuition is coming through here. Oh, straight away, the corn. Okay, that's a really interesting card. Card number 10. Sometimes I didn't even shuffle that one. didn't even have a chance to shuffle it. Let's have a look what this means. Corn represents the mother of sustenance and tangible abundance. This symbol represents material prosperity in the world of form that provides stability and sustenance to many. There is more than enough. You planted a beautiful field of dreams and worked hard. Even in moments when you were losing faith, you continued. Now the spirit of the corn comes to honour this and show you a bountiful harvest. This is the time to reap the rewards of hard work and trust, whether these rewards are financial or the kind of prosperity measured in quality rather than quantity. You are so blessed when this symbol appears. Don't forget to share your good fortune. Wow! Wasn't that a perfect reading? I'll leave you with that. A lot of food for thought.